Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for joining the stream today. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be great. Make sure you start by smashing that like button. Let's get the likes going. Let's get the algorithm going. Let's get some big views today. And of course, you know by now, we are joined by my co-host, Save with Crypto. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, actually. I'm slightly disturbed though. I sort of you crept into one of my dreams last night.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
There you go, everyone. You heard it here first. Save with Crypto was dreaming about me.
It was a bit weird.
Was it? I bet it was. Yeah. I hope nothing strange happened in this dream.
No, I'll tell you what though. It was.
Do I have to put a complaint into HR?
You could do. Yeah, you're being harassed.
Yeah.
It was really funny. It was like we were working in an office, like a real office together, you know, and you were definitely the boss, you know, and I was like a bit like I am really. I was on my first few days, you know, and I'd gone in there, and I think I was wearing a hoodie, and then I was wearing like another coat on top of that, and then when I went to go, I said, you said, we're finished now, we can leave. And I was like, okay, cool. And I couldn't find my hoodie, you know, and I was looking around for it. It was, I don't know, I get these dreams where I lose things and you know, you're hunting around for things, and then you wake up in a bit of a tiz. Anyway, I couldn't find my hoodie, and you were saying, it's all right, mate, I'll look for it in the morning. And I said, okay, that's all right. And so I put my other coat on, and I went, and somehow next thing I was at home, I realised I'd left my keys to the house in my hoodie, and like obviously the office was all locked up and all that. So I was thinking, I've got to stand outside all night, and and I couldn't get in the house. But I woke up in a bit of a tears, you know, thinking, where are they? I've got to get my hoodie. And like it was one of those dreams where like you haven't woken up properly, and you're actually still in the dream, you know. It's like a dream inside another dream, you know.
Yeah.
And I just thought, sod this. This is a dream. I need to wake up now. And I couldn't. I thought, I know this is a dream. This is not real. Anyway, I eventually got out of it. I woke up, and then I thought, right, that was just a dream. But it was a real deep one. It was a real like deep, weird one. It was, didn't sound that weird, but it was.
Well, there we go. Anyone else having any other dreams about me? Do speak now. I would like to know. But yeah, how are you doing anyway, mate? I've just made a fatal error. I had a short on Bitcoin, and I've just added a bit more to it. And I accidentally pressed buy long, so then I've reduced margin in the trade. And then now I had to add more on, so I've just pulled down my entry a bit. So lesson to everyone there, make sure you're paying attention when you're doing what you're doing on trading. That's a fatal error on my part.
Well, I hope it wasn't fatal.
Not quite, but quite annoying. I mean, it's not pulled it down by that much, but literally just because I wasn't paying attention. I think I'm going to go gung-ho in this short.
Oh, yeah.
I do fancy it to drop, like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether I've gone a bit too erratic there, to be honest, but we'll soon find out.
I'm not so sure, you know.
No.
I think it's a little bit more up. I don't know. But anyway, we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. I might be quite upset. We'll see anyway. I've been waiting for this level 3 just anywhere around here. So it's kind of like, if you don't kind of back your idea, then you're kind of failing yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, there was a level that Block Pro was talking about last week. I'll see if I can find it. It was a bit higher than what you're thinking, anyway.
Yeah.
I'll have a hunt around on my other computer and see what I can find. Block Pro, by the way, is the ace trader we have over on Crypto Saving Experts.
Yeah, I think I probably should behave myself a bit. Hang on, let me close out a percentage of this because I think I have just. I've gone a bit too erratic there. I shouldn't have done that. Let me close out 20% of this.
So you should be behaving like a lion and not like a dirty slut.
Well, I have been patient. It's the first trade I've took so far in nearly a week. So minus the bot trades.
No, I've been this.
So I've been behaving myself. What's going on here anyway in the chat? There's chaos in the chat. There's chaos in the chat. Make sure everyone drops a like. Come on, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, all that jazz. We've got Gold Sniper in, John Brown, Steve-O, Thomas Mack. I'm long. Surely you've not entered a long here though. Like surely long from down below, yeah. Thomas Mack says gold's pumping, Bitcoin pumping, dollar dumping. Crypto bro, how we doing? The spot bags are looking good. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Great to see everyone. Thank you very much for joining. And yeah, we'll see what happens anyway, won't we? We will see what happens, that's for sure. But it's a great day to be part of the Stonksy crew because, as we mentioned yesterday, mate, which I've been greatly looking forward to discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
We was on obviously the stream last night, wasn't we? And I can't remember exactly where we come off. So it would have been even really before Bitcoin got going. It would have been around here when we come off, wouldn't it? I think it was about was it about 7:30, something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
But not too long, obviously, before in the time that we was on and come off, we got this bullish arrow confirmation on the background. Now, for those of you, obviously, that have been tuning into the stream, something I've been discussing over the past few weeks is the 5-minute chart. And then the background color change, so red or green, followed closely by the same color arrow confirmation. So obviously, if it's a red background, looking for the red arrow, green background, looking for the green arrow. And it worked its magic yet again. It came in yet again, green background, green arrow, 5-minute chart, and just bang, right in before the move started. So I was very happy when I woke up and saw that. I was like, yes, because we called it on stream, and I did put it in the Discord before, and I don't know if you've seen.
I did, yeah, I did.
But Jeff says that he chucked in another 25% on his long because we were discussing obviously the arrow on the background and obviously tied into what we've been discussing previously about it.
Can we just make it clear that none of this is financial advice?
No, of course not. Yeah, it was 100% on Jeff's own doing. Wasn't us telling him to do anything. But if we do have to explain that to you, then make sure you read the big fat disclaimer that's in the description. Nothing on the stream is financial advice. It is purely educational. But yeah, so we was discussing that on stream, and yeah, obviously great to see. It came off again. Obviously, it doesn't come off every time. You know, it's not it's not 100% foolproof. But typically, when we do get these big moves up or down, the background color change plus the green arrow on the 5-minute chart has been really, really good at catching them. So, yeah, great to see another one on that. So, my good friend, was you long yesterday, or did I imagine that?
I was indeed, yeah. And
you was indeed, because you have put a video out. So if no one has gone and followed Save with Crypto yet on X and YouTube, make sure you go and do that now. Just type in his name, Save with Crypto, on both. And obviously, you will go and see his video that is put out today. Make sure you go and watch it after the stream. He deserves all the love and support that you can give him. And obviously, here is a little sneak peek of his long. Did you like that little transition I did there?
It
was smooth, wasn't it? It was smooth.
It was smooth. It was professional, and it was like, yeah, we're going to be like the Anton Deck of crypto soon.
Yeah, well, you've got me all riled up now. I know that you're dreaming about me, so you know, you got me all excited.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So, well, on the stream yesterday, I was sort of saying, well, you know, I've got this bloody long, you know, and it's like 0.6% in profit, and you know, I wasn't moaning about it, but I was just saying it's just not doing nothing, you know. And yeah, it was a bit silly leverage, but currently that is, well, I was using 25x leverage, so it's currently 61% in profit, $364, and I'm trading with $598. So pretty damn good, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't complain, can you?
Also, the bot took along as well. The bot took along at, well, what I'd already done, I'd already closed the bot at, when it was doing the short yesterday. I think I closed it a bit too soon because it did go lower, but there again, when the bot closed itself, it's exit wasn't quite as good as the one that I did manually. So I think there's still a lesson to be learned there, that, you know, if you see a good profit, just take it, you know. Anyway, so currently the bot is on my one. It entered at 86,580, which is still quite a bit down.
Do you want to get it up, mate?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna load your screen up and we'll have a look. We can show the viewers. Ricardo, how we doing, my good friend? And Crypto Bro says, who is dreaming about who's long? Say with Crypto was dreaming about me last night. So just shows this, you know, the increased amount of time that we're spending together is definitely rubbing off on him.
Can you stop rubbing off on me, please?
Yeah, well, I think it's you that's doing it on me, I think. Right.
This is 18. Hang on, let me find the thing. I keep doing this on on Safari. So it's yeah.
But these are, I mean, if we are going to go up higher, I think these two levels are the ones that I'm looking at. These are the two tops of the wicks that we saw in March. So, no, sorry, this was from early April. So we've got that wick to clear, and obviously the March high to potentially clear. Is that the March high? No, it's not the March high, but obviously the March high, that was notable. So if we are going to move higher, I think maybe them two are two to watch potentially.
Actually, just before we look at the bot, let me just find this Block Pro thing and see what he was saying. Right, so he was saying, this was on the 21st. Oh, it's today, isn't it? Okay. Yes. This is probably top secret information I shouldn't disclose, but he's talking about resistance between 88,269 and 90,079. Am I allowed to read this out or not?
Yeah, where's he put it in the CSE Discord?
Well, it's in the CSE Discord.
Yeah, read it out. Yeah, of course.
So what he said is BTC broke out of the previous range, 84.9 to 83.3, with a strong impulsive move upwards, now consolidating just below the 88k resistance. Okay. Current price action suggests a potential retest of the 86.7k level for support.
Oh, it did that as well.
Okay. Holding that could lead to another leg upwards towards 88.2 and 90k. So the bias is bullish short term as long as 86.7k holds. Right.
Right. Okay.
And then what he says is also watch for a failed retest or rejection from 88.2, which may trigger a deeper pullback.
Yeah.
Right. That's all top secret information. So so when we finish the live stream, do rewind that bit and make notes. And if you like it, join Crypto Saving Expert and get access to Block Pro's secret. He calls it chart insights, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do make sure you'll check that out.
He is bloody remarkable on how accurate he is sometimes with these like support and resistances. You know, sometimes it'll be like to within like $10, you know, and that's on Bitcoin. It's just uncanny. He's like so good, such a good trader.
Yeah, he's superb, and he absolutely fantastic trader. One of the best you will ever come across by far. So yeah, big up Block Pro if he's lurking in the live stream, or if he's not, big up Block Pro, absolute legend. And yeah, you can obviously find him in the CSE Discord. But so am I all right to throw your screen up, mate? I've seen that you've added it.
Yeah, sure.
So there we go. So yeah, we've got the bot trade up there at the moment, haven't we? So
I'm just trying to monitor what I'm doing. All right, that's right. Okay, so so over here where it says close, this is the history. So where it says closing type here, if it says trader close, that means that the bot closed it. If it just says close, that means that I've closed it. So I've closed it a few times. I mean, I generally, if I've seen like a reasonable profit, or if I think that the bot has gone mad, which it doesn't normally, it's just normally me thinking, no, it can't be right, surely. And then sometimes the bot is right, or sometimes, you know, it will go further the way I think it will go. Like say the price is dropping, it's in the short, I'll be thinking it's got to turn around here somewhere, and the bot doesn't think that. And generally, I don't know, about half the time I'm wrong. But anyway, so overall, right, we had a bit of a nasty loss. I think that was on Friday, the 7% I lost there. Bear in mind, I'm doing this on 10x leverage and not 3x like the default is. But then overnight, we had, what did we have? Let me get the date. Right, so the 18th, that was, when was that? That was Friday, wasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah. 18th, yeah, that would have been Friday, yeah.
Okay, so Friday, yeah, did a little short. I'm only by the way, I started trading here with $250. So that made $8.32 on the short. I closed it. If I'd have left that open, it would have been better actually. Then the bot closed it here on a long. This was Saturday. That made like $5.50 on a long, and then it closed a short. It closed that yesterday. I know it was me who closed that one. Yeah, this one could have been better actually. This one went down a lot more, so I could have actually made more if I'd have just left my fingers off it and actually just let the bot get on with it. But so yeah, so it made a little bit there, and then the current trade is this one here, which is currently 8.85% in profit, $25. This is quite cool because if you look here, the assets for copying, it's now up to $320. So if I was to close that now, for example, I'd have gone from 250 to 320 in 2.5 weeks. I started trading on April the 2nd, so it'll actually be 3 weeks on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So I think what I'm going to do here, Dave, is I'm going to leave this with the initial 250 USDT and see what that gets up to in 1 month. Because I reckon if it carries on like it has been doing, it will probably earn the equivalent of a month's Stonksy. I reckon. I reckon it's sort of going to be about that. So if that works out, then we can comfortably say that, you know, if you get Stonksy and you can put $250 in the bot, then it should be free. You know. Yeah,
absolutely. So, definitely worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously, it is much cheaper, isn't it, if you buy it for a year, and then it's much less, isn't it? It's like
less. I think it'll work out about. It'll be about 33% cheaper because. Oh no more than that actually. It'd be about. What would it be? It would be about 40% cheaper, something like that, to buy the annual than to obviously have the monthly recurring. But obviously, if you do want to come and try this, obviously Saver Crypto's showcasing the bot's capabilities here and the current trade on it. You can get 20% off. If you're a first-time user, never had Stonksy before, you can get 20% off your first month, so you can treat it as a trial month if you want. That link is in the description alongside the discount code as well. You will get full access to everything, so you will get access to the trading bots and stuff like that. So, do make sure you take advantage of that. Come and join, and come and start hooking up to the bot. See what you can see what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Sean says, "Good morning to you, mate." And also, the stock market is open today. US market is open, so it'll be open in an hour. Afternoon, Math. How are we doing? Great to see you. Hope everyone had a great weekend as well. To those of you, I don't know about the full of Europe, but obviously in the UK, it is Bank Holiday Monday today. So if you are enjoying a day off, hope you're having a good one. Obviously, a lot of people have had a 4-day weekend this weekend, haven't they? So should be very nice for those of you that have been enjoying that. But should also be enjoying the bot gains too.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the bot is, obviously you can trade manually and make more money, but I just really like it for just having it chugging away in the background. And in a way, for me, it kind of stops me. It stops me over trading with my normal trades, you know, because I think, well, okay, the bot's doing okay, so it's not like I'm not in a, I've got no exposure at all. So
yeah, exactly.
It's good like that. If you are looking at these bots, by the way, on BLOFIN, don't get upset by the 90-day ROI. It's just the fact that we've actually been running far less than 90 days in this format, and that includes a lot of testing and stuff. So that's why they look a bit red. And we're getting a new low frequency one soon, aren't we?
Yeah, he should be swapping that up into a different strategy. So more will be revealed on that, I suppose, when he's ready to reveal what we're swapping over to and what we can expect for that. I did ask him on it today, and he said, yeah, he's still working on it, but it's getting there. So be excited for that. We've got Math saying the Stonksy bot's been knocking it out the park lately. 8 of the last 10 trades in profit over here. 5 out of the last 5 too. So that's exactly what you're missing out on. If you haven't already, do make sure you sign up. And like I said before, you can use code BOT20 to get 20% off at checkout on the monthly plan. And it is just a monthly rolling plan too. So if you do want to treat it as a trial month while getting the 20% off, you can do that.
Yeah. Just while I'm here, I'm just going to show everyone something that I found out, which is a little bit weird. I have made a video about it, which will be coming out sometime this week. But when you set up the Stonksy bot, when you set it up initially, if you go to the, this is traditional settings, if you go to take profit and stop loss, okay, when you set the stop loss there, you've only got a choice of like 5 to 95% stop loss. Okay, so that is, say for example, you're in a long trade, that will be 5 to 95% either of the price, or it can be your profit and loss, right? So if you've set that on 5% and the price comes down there, then you lose 5%. I don't actually set these at all when I'm setting up the bot, okay, but they're there. Now, once the actual trade is running, okay, you can, if you wanted to, so say for example here, the entry price was 86,580, and if I wanted to, put a stop loss in profit, so let's say I'm going to put it at like 86,700, then you can do that. You could go here, right, and you could put in 86,700 there, and that will actually say, that's 1.37% profit and loss, and that would give you a profit and loss of like 3.93. It's very small because it's near the entry. Now you can do that here. If you can also do that on the app on your phone. However, on your phone, what you can do as well is you've got a slider here where you can set the amount you want to close. So what you can do if you want on the app is you can set that to say like close half the position if you wanted to. However, you can't do that on the browser. I did query that with support over the weekend, and they were actually surprised. Actually, they were like, "Yeah, you're right." So that is something to bear in mind. You do have slightly more functionality in the BLOFIN app than you do on a browser, so it's worth mentioning that. That said, I mostly just leave it to do its own thing and just let the bot open and close it as it goes along. So yeah, what I'm thinking of doing, as I say, I'm going to run this for a month and see how much it makes in a month, and see if that covers the fee for Stonksy, because I think that would be a good thing to find out. And then I'm thinking about increasing the amount like a lot more to make it worthwhile, because you can't do much for $26, can you? But also we did speak briefly about the idea of having a race, didn't we? Of like starting off with the same amount, like you and me, but you don't touch your bot, and then I fiddle with mine a bit and see who messes it up. Yeah. Should we do that?
We could do, yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it when I've done the month, and then we can.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We could do it the same amount, and then every day we can have a discussion about who did the best.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch as well, because obviously, for those of you that don't know, obviously Safe with Crypto is on full time as a Stonksy stream co-host. You will obviously be seeing a lot more of him on the channel as well, putting together more videos. So if you didn't come into the streams last week when we announced that, then there you go, little bit of news for you.
Yeah.
And it's great to have him on.
I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be here.
Yeah.
And then what we can do, we can put you in here as well, and then we can see who's doing. I can be the blue car, and you can be a red one or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like that song, isn't it? Remember that? The red car and the blue car had a race.
Yes.
No. Yeah. No. It was a long time ago. That.
Not one of my favourites, mate.
What song was that? What song? What was the name of it?
I don't know.
Was it something just simple like red car, blue car, or something like that?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Does anyone know? Anyone in the chat know? The red car and the blue car had a race. I can't remember. I can't remember the rest of it. I remember the tune though, and it's sort of doing that part. But that would be quite fun. I'll be the blue car.
That was in Milky Way. Oh, it was the Milky Way advert, wasn't it?
Was it?
1981.
Oh, there we go then. Taking it back, aren't we? That must be mid 2000s. That.
It says the original was 1989. Oh, the re-released in 2009.
Okay, a little bit afterwards, but
yeah,
there we go. Bit of nostalgia for everyone. I bet there's so many people there going, "Wow, 2009."
I know.
But, what a time to be alive. That was actually the year that Bitcoin was. That was the year that Bitcoin was the Bitcoin network went live, wasn't it? 2009.
Oh, 2009. Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I tell you what, because I was like really into. I was really into like SEO and internet marketing and all that sort of stuff back then, and I was kind of like, I was making a few quid by selling stuff online. It was all going really well, and this mate of mine, he's still a good mate, and he's always he's one of these conspiracy guys, but he's like he's so much into conspiracies that you actually don't believe a word he says, and you think, yeah, is he talking for real now, or is it just another conspiracy, But he was actually saying, he said, there's something he's Scottish. He goes, there's something I need to talk to you about. A really good opportunity. And I said, what's that? And he said, Bitcoin. I said, Bitcoin? Wow. And he said, it's going to be the future. And honestly, that was 2009.
As if.
And I said, well, how'd you get it? He did tell me, but I didn't really listen. And I said, have you got any? And he said, I got 3. So he bought 3 Bitcoin in 2009. Must have cost him about 30 quid or something.
Maybe less than that. Probably would have cost him about £3.
Yeah, probably. And but it was tricky in those days, I believe. You couldn't just go to an exchange and do that. You had to sort of, I don't know, you probably had to do some sort of weird OTC deal. But because he knew his kind of underground network, who were all into the conspiracy stuff and all that, they all kind of knew stuff. I mean, I suppose you had that like dark web and stuff like that, didn't you? But they all kind of knew how to do it those days. And he got 3 Bitcoin, and he still had them many years later. And then when I got into it, I said, "Oh, have you still got your Bitcoin?" And he was like, "Oh, I know." And it turned out he'd been scammed.
No way.
Yeah, and he'd actually lost 3 Bitcoin. And back then, that was, I think when we were talking about it, I think it was at about 24 grand.
Yeah.
So that was worth about 60 grand then,
Yeah.
But I mean, last October that would have been $350,000, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah. Wow. I remember in my old job, the job I did before I took the leap to go full time in crypto, near where I used to work, there was a tech shop. So, just like guy who fixes laptops or anything techie and stuff like that. And I remember it was in 2021, when obviously it had just like the big crypto had the big boom and everyone started coming in and stuff like that. And I remember thinking to myself, God, I wonder if like anyone like that, you know, because obviously like they would have been, you know, would have been probably hard for them not to hear about it, you know, working on the internet full time or just in tech and stuff like that around, you know, if they was working around that time. I remember I seen him one day, the guy that owned the shop, and I said to him, I said, do you involved in crypto or anything? And he told me, he said no, but back when Bitcoin first started, him and his business partner who both had the shop, he was going to start mining Bitcoin, you know, in the back of the shop.
Right.
And his business partner's missus told the guy, the other guy, his missus told him that they couldn't because it was a waste of money and stuff like that. And that was, he said, it was right at the start as well. And he was going to just start mining it in the back of the shop on, you know, laptops or start, you know, getting a proper rig and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what year it was. Obviously, if it was at the start, they could have just mined it on the laptop. But if it was a bit on, they would have had to get a rig and stuff like that. But he said, yeah, we're going to start mining it. And his missus told him that he couldn't. So he didn't. And then, I mean, God, can you imagine? You'd have them divorce papers straight there, wouldn't you?
Oh God, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've got another mate as well. He's into his computers and stuff, and he's a bit more blasé about it. But he went, oh yeah, Bitcoin. I mined a couple of those back in the days when you could do it on a PC.
Yeah.
And I said, have you still got them? He said they're on a USB drive somewhere, and I moved house and lost it. So I really think there are millions of Bitcoin just missing, you know, just gone forever, you know. But,
yeah.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah. There's probably about 4 or 5 million, isn't that? Are just gone, never to come back.
Yeah, I think so. Pardon me. Yeah. So, oh God, I know another guy as well who he worked for like the council all his life, and he would go there every day on his bike, and you know did that. Retired, got a lump sum, spent it on Bitcoin about 7 years ago now. Spent it on basically bought a load of Bitcoin with it, and then he did one of them bloody 2-for-1 scams, you know, lost it.
Oh,
all.
right, okay.
And just lost it all. That was like the whole of his like working life's pension, you know.
Yeah.
Lumps
That's the thing that I always say, me, is like, you know, for anyone, and you know, we can all look back. If we would have been buying Bitcoin back then, you had to be like a proper visionary, didn't you? You had to like be a proper visionary of believing like a Bitcoin standard, believing in the white paper, you know, believing that at some point, you know, we'll go to unbelievable heights, and you know, believe in the downfall of the fiat system. Because if you'd have picked up, you know, a good chunk, you just don't know what you would have done with it, do you? You don't know that you would have held it through all the peaks and troughs till now. You had to be like a proper visionary and just believe in like, you know, the next 10, 20, 30 years, as opposed to picking some up for like $100. You know, say if you spent $3,000 and picked up 30 for $100, and then when it eventually went to 10K, not just offloading it all and being like, oh, I've done well there. You know, to actually hold it through, you know, a 10, 15 year period.
Yeah.
I think everyone thinks that, oh, well, if I could go back, I would just do it. But at the actual time and stuff like that, with obviously without having hindsight, what are the chances that you actually would have held it through all the, you know, the ups and the downs and the boring bear markets and everything? You had to be like a proper, you know, visionary and just be like, no, like this is actually going to unbelievable heights, and this is it. Which obviously there is loads of people that did that, but also, you know, loads of stories of people that bought some for $10 and sold it for $100 and thought he was the best trader ever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I had this mate when I lived in France. He kind of spent half his time up in the Alps where we were, and then the rest of the time he was down in Monaco. And he actually did he still does a kind of SEO agency, and you know, they were making reasonable sort of money, and they always concentrated on the sort of luxury side of things, like to do with like renting yachts and really nice apartments in Monaco and things like that. His company, you know, he decided just to buy a few hundred Bitcoin at one point because it was quite cheap, you know. And then when it went up, I think when it went up from like, you know, about $300 to about 3,000, you know, him and his girlfriend, his wife, and kind of, they were like watching the price go up, and they had in mind what they wanted to do with the money, you know. So when it got to a certain price, they just sold it all. So they sold all the Bitcoin. I think it was about $600, and but with that, they bought about 4 properties in Monaco, which they now rent out as Airbnb, luxury Airbnb things, you know. So that's what they wanted to achieve. So brilliant, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what they did, and you know, in a way, these 4 properties only cost them like, you know, a couple of grand. And so he's happy. He just fallen his bloody feet though, that guy, I tell you.
Unbelievable. That. I mean, yeah, you sort of just set, aren't you? You sorted. You don't have to do another thing if you don't want to.
Yeah. That what's his name? Da Vinci J15, I think he calls himself. Do you know him?
Don't know.
He's a mate of. Well, used to be a mate of like Crypto.
Oh yeah, I know the guy who did the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Buy $1.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's his story. I think he saw the original white paper and thought, my God, this looks amazing. And I don't know how much Bitcoin he bought, but I think it was like in the thousands, you know. So now he's just got an unbelievable amount of money, and you know, just seems to have a very nice lifestyle, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's just some people got lucky, but you know, that's what everyone's hoping for with like fart coin and stuff like that these days, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's probably not going to happen. I've just got this up here just before I leave this page. Did Dean say anything about getting this increased at all? So at the moment,
I think he said he was going to ask them. Yeah, he's going to ask them, because I think you have to request for it to be increased.
Okay, is that the actual, like, the master, you know, the master trader, if you like? You know, that's not us on an individual basis, is it?
What's that?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So it's the actual person who created the copy.
Yeah. Dean will have to ask it to be increased, like for the whole copy trade system. Yeah.
Okay. So I think what I might do is when my month's up, I might you know, I might go for the $3,000.
Yeah.
And because if that was $3,000, that should make at the current rate I'm making, so that should make about $1,000 a month, shouldn't it?
Well, in theory, yeah, with the performance, in theory it should do, yeah.
So anyway, I'm not going to do it just yet because I need to earn a bit of money with various trades first.
Bit of cash.
So yeah. Okay, right. What should we do?
Well, let's run through the chat, because I think we've missed a little bit. So we got Yongsi, how we doing? Sean says, is TMG paying you both time and a half for a bank holiday? No, my good friend. We are here entertaining you on this fine bank holiday Monday. So yeah, I think that at least deserves a good like, doesn't it? And I tell you what, if anyone isn't signed up to BLOFIN, please do click that first link and sign up. Create your non-KYC account, and yeah, start trading on it. It's a great exchange. What have we got? Coding Crypto Fitness says he knows a YouTuber who sold all his Bitcoin at 1K, moved to Thailand. Crypto Bro says he bought at 3K, sold at 7, then bought at 8 and sold at 16. Thought I was a genius. Wish I never sold it. And then Jalapeno, my good friend, how we doing? Great to see you. Big up Jalapeno in the chat. Yeah, please do, everyone. Make sure you do smash the like button. If you are watching over on X as well, please do head over to the YouTube channel. Do subscribe. We are slowly making our way towards 2,000 subscribers, and we are nearly there. We're probably about 60 odd away now, so very close. Do you want me to put your screen up, mate? I see that you've swapped over to BLOFIN, is it?
No. It's actually, sorry, it's a bit of It's actually bit Unix. Are we allowed to show that or not?
If you've got an open trade, you're more than
Yeah,
fine.
go on.
Yeah.
Go on, I'll just show you what's going on.
If you want to show your trade, of course. Yeah.
That's not it.
What?
That's your screen.
That's your screen.
Oh, sorry. I'm watching the delayed version.
I was gonna say that's not mine.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say this was the one that I was in yesterday. So yesterday I was like right down here, and you can see my little buys there, can't you? So I was there. I've obviously fiddled with it a little bit by adding little bits up here. I think that's quite good as well. You know, like if you're in a trade and it's doing well, and then you've got like an extra little bit you want to add in. Which I never suggest, by the way, because it always messes up your entry. But once I'm reasonably in profit, I don't mind doing that. And what I do is I look at Stonksy on the 1 minute, and then look for a little pullback on the 1 minute, and then at that point when you think it's going to go back green again, I'll add a little bit more in, and that way you can catch these little bottoms. Not that one so much, but this one here. You know, you can catch these little pullbacks there. Add your little bit extra in, and off you go again. You know, so that's another use you could use with Stonksy, just to add to your position if you feel you need to. But this is doing good, isn't it? It's like, you know, like 332 bucks, 56, gone down a little bit, but not bad overall. Yeah, cool. Okay, don't need to show you that anymore, but should we?
Okay, I'll get that off.
Have you got anything we can look at?
Yeah, I will pull up. But that's a nice trade, that, mate. Very nicely done.
Yeah,
very nicely done.
So I've got my stop loss here. So you know, if it comes down, I won't lose nothing. But
yeah.
So I suppose really we need to get the poll up for.
Oh, it's up. The poll's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got 77% of people thinking we're going up. 13 votes in. But we have we've obviously had this big push up on Bitcoin. I was really hoping as well. I went to bed last night hoping that we was going to get a big push up during Asia session. And obviously we've had this low time frame consolidation, the drop down, the hold, bounce back up. However, we have kind of bounced into supply, haven't we? If you have a look.
Yeah.
Obviously this is obviously where supply came into the market and we've struggled. So I'm actually sticking with it. I'm sticking that I think we're going to go down today. I think we might even just end up fully retracing this whole move, to be honest. I even might think that this is the weekly high, I think. We'll have to see, obviously. We'll have to see. Maybe it's just because I'm in a short, I'm biased. But, well, I suppose I'm actually short and long. I'll have an open long on my boss, but manually I'm actually short, so it doesn't really matter either way. I'll probably just lose a whole lot more if I'm wrong on my short, so it should reduce some of the damage even if it goes up. But oh, hang on, I haven't got my camera on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens today. But yeah, I mean, I'm still sticking with it. You know, we've got SPX and Nasdaq down in futures hours, down 1.3% each. So it kind of maybe is just another case of, you know, Bitcoin outperforming for a little bit and then it kind of catches up. I don't know. So you see what the Mag 7 are doing pre-market. We've got Nvidia down pre-market. We've got Apple down pre-market. So the Mag 7 are all down again as well. So is it a case of Bitcoin just outperforming? I mean, the last time that we had this, do you remember? Do you remember the last time that this happened? I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but the last time everyone was screaming about Bitcoin outperforming the stock market and decoupling and stuff, we had this day. What day was it? It was this day. I remember it well. This was it. Just on a Sunday, it just went pop-umph and just absolutely collapsed. So that was the last time that Bitcoin was holding up well against the stock market. So, but again, I am still also of the opinion that maybe we come and sweep these wicks too.
Right.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
So have you got a stop loss with these short then?
Currently I've got my stop loss set at 93k. I'm kind of running a wide stop for the time being to see the reaction if we do push up higher into these 2 wicks here. Obviously, if we start then pushing up, I would be a lot more conservative and then start dragging it a lot tighter. For now, I've got an open kind of a wide stop loss because I'm also happy to start adding a bit more higher if it does push up.
Oh, okay. So you're sort of laddering into your position, are you?
Yeah, kind of just. Well, I'm currently 3/4 in. Oh no, sorry, no, I'm not. I'm 80% in. I'm 4/5. So I'm kind of just kind of waiting to see. But yeah, we'll see. Stonksy says he's short on Bitcoin, XLM, and Sui, and Coding Crypto Fitness says, did you see some British investment group had bought 250 million of Bitcoin in 4 days? There's been a lot of buying of Bitcoin by companies again. Obviously, MicroStrategy bought again over the weekend. We don't know where yet, because unless he's announced it, I don't know. Has he? Oh, he did 51 minutes ago. Yeah, they bought 6,500 Bitcoin for just over $500 million at an average price of 84k. So I did actually say, didn't I, yesterday? It was probably maybe MicroStrategy that was holding the price up around this 84k level. So it looks like it was them. Maybe they pushed it up to the highs on Saturday, or God knows where. I have no idea. Metaplanet have also bought more as well. I think recently they've been steadily. Obviously, their buys are a lot lower than MicroStrategy's, but they've been buying. So yeah, I think there's a lot of companies scooping it up at the moment.
Yeah. Tell you what, have you seen the DXY recently?
Yeah, it's completely. Well, this is Trump. This is what Trump likes, isn't it? Trump likes a weak dollar. But we have obviously completed now, by the looks of it, this very, very long distribution range on the DXY, going back 3 years. So you would imagine you'd look at it and, around maybe this mid-90s level is potentially maybe the first stop for it coming into here. And then, maybe down towards low 90s. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of probably what Trump's plan was, because if we go back and have a look, I remember going through it one time on stream before. If you go back and have a look, this was obviously his last term in 26, obviously starting from 2017. And as you can see, as soon as he came into office, it was just absolute pelting downwards on the DXY. Did recover slightly later on in this term, but his policies just slammed the DXY down. Obviously, lower dollar, and as we can see it again now, he's came in, and that appears to be potentially a top on the DXY maybe. And again, same as last time, dollar is just falling, so maybe we do come back, very steadily towards around a 90 figure where it's found support there. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, it's definitely one of Trump's plans is to have a weaker dollar, because I think it gives them better rates of exchange, doesn't it? I imagine, does it? I don't know. What do you call it? So it means you get. I don't know. I don't know. Is it?
Well, it sort of encourages foreign investment, doesn't it? But why?
Other countries' currencies are stronger against the dollar, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but there again, when you've got a 200% tariff, that's irrelevant.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the fact that he just loves going on his holidays and he likes getting his foreign exchange at a good rate. Who knows?
No, that's the wrong way around, isn't it?
I don't know. No. Because you'd get a lot more. Because as the DXY goes down, the pound goes up, doesn't it? So you'd get more pound. You get more. I don't know. I don't know. Someone clarify in the comments. I don't know.
So this is where you need.
This is where I tell you what. Let's type it into Grok.
Well,
let's type it into Grok. There we go. Is a lower DXY better for the US economy. Here we go. Let's see. Pros of a lower DXY: it boosts exports, reduces trade deficits, supports tourism and foreign investment. Yeah, so you're right on that, mate. The cons of a lower DXY is it increases import costs. So that's probably more favourable of him, innit? Because then import costs are higher, so then it promotes made in America stuff. Higher debt servicing costs, potential for capital outflows. Context matters. During economic downturns, a lower DXY can stimulate growth by boosting exports. In times of high inflation, a stronger dollar may be preferred to curb import-driven price pressures. The Federal Reserve's monetary policy and global economic conditions heavily influenced the DXY's impact. So you can see, can't you, maybe what Trump's tactic was here, because obviously Powell and the Fed are so firm on not lowering rates, obviously keeping then the DXY up within this range. He's come in and obviously just completely shaken up the markets with all this tariff stuff and kind of just forced the DXY down himself instead of waiting for the Fed to do it. He's a very smart guy, isn't he? You can't deny it. Whether you that's an ugly looking 1 hour candle, that. But whether you hate him personally or whatever, you can't deny he's a businessman at the end of the day, isn't he? So I'm sure he's got his reasons for doing it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't sound very convincing, didn't I?
Yeah, you're just like, I suppose. Whatever. We've got 71% of people thinking that we go up on US Open.
Oh, I haven't voted yet. Yeah.
Go and vote. I'm just going to get a quick drink. I tell you what, mate, you know when we're doing these streams, what's your drink of choice?
I normally start off with a cup of coffee, black, no sugar, and then I've got some apple and blackcurrant, no added sugar squash from Morrison's that I quite like.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So I started off with a cup of tea, and I've just transitioned over to a Dr. Pepper Zero.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you what, I was thinking about you today, and I was
again.
Yeah, I know. Can't get it out of my mind, but I was going to make some pickled eggs, and I bought like a dozen eggs from the supermarket, and I thought I'd boil them all up at once and pickle them, and I got them boiling. I set a timer for like 9 minutes, which I think is about right for a boiled egg.
Yeah.
And I forgot about them, and I left them going for about an hour. And I didn't know what they'd be like, but they've done that weird thing, like where the yolk goes sort of green at the edge. Have you seen them like that? Yeah. And they taste fine, but they look horrible. So I'm just mainly eating eggs at the moment because I want to eat them all, just do it all again. But so I overboiled my eggs, and now I'm just eating boiled eggs forever now.
Well, there we go then. There we go. Boiled eggs. Do you know what? I think boiled eggs are really low on my list of eggs. I think my favorite type of eggs is scrambled. Yeah. Then probably goes. I want to say poached. Yeah, probably poached. Then fried, and then I'd say boiled. I don't know. Are there any other types of eggs?
Yeah, I quite like making a bit of an omelette, so I'll do that, if you've got like a bit of leftover veg or something like that, I kind of stick that, whisk it up with a couple of eggs and like make an omelette out of it, then maybe chuck in a couple of cherry tomatoes and a bit of pepper and stuff like that, make an omelette. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Comes out more like a Spanish paella, if you like,
Oh yeah, you even gave it a bit of the accent there, didn't you?
Sí.
Sí.
Hablas español?
So right, what should we look at next, do you think, mate?
Sorry. Right, I'll stop speaking Spanish. Next, don't know, we got any have a good seeing what we got in the chat. I don't know really. I'm obviously interested in a bit of the TradFi stuff myself.
Yeah.
So nobody else probably is, though, are they?
Yeah, why not? We've got Jalapeno saying you love a good DP, Dave. I do love a good Dr. Pepper. And PW says we're set take profits on Solana short. Well, we do not give financial advice on this channel, my good friend, but we will go and have a look at Solana and have a look for you. So I suppose it depends. One, where are you in from? If you're in from anywhere up towards 140, GG, my friend, well done. That is a good entry. I think potentially down here, it might, obviously, so as you can see, this is where we dipped down to on Sunday and where we shot back up. So there's obviously potential demand down here, down towards kind of the mid 130s. But if we do get, I think it largely relies on what Bitcoin is going to do as well. Obviously, if Bitcoin turns around and starts pumping up to 88, 89, we'll probably get, you would imagine, a retrace on Solana to the upside. If Bitcoin just flatline, just starts nuking, back towards the low 80s, especially back into this range, because if we end up dropping back down and definitely putting back in this range, you would imagine we're coming to take out the range low next. So that would obviously be a harsh retrace. For Solana there, we may even be looking, probably it would come down and take these stops, I would imagine, maybe even back down towards mid 120s. It depends on what, keep an eye on Bitcoin, I would say. Keep an eye on Bitcoin, outline your levels. I would say this is potentially a level where you would want to see, if you're in a short, you would want to see Solana lose this and not use it as demand, which then you would probably be looking back down towards the low 130s around here. But if Bitcoin starts full breaking down, so for anyone in a Bitcoin short, or obviously a short on an altcoin, what do you want to see? You want to see Bitcoin definitely drop back down towards what was the range high on here. And then you want to see it get back inside the range, because then that will say, right, okay, there's the deviation. We've took out, all liquidity to the upside of the range. Now we'll start targeting towards the range low and maybe even below that. So that's what you want to see if you're short on the market at all. So even if you're short on an altcoin, make sure you keep an eye on Bitcoin, because obviously that will accelerate any weakness on altcoins. So yeah, there you go. That's what I would say.
Okay. I'm just looking at Bitcoin. So Block Pro's level of support was 86,726. So we're actually only about $200 from there at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed. I managed to add a bit onto my short, even with that fumble I made. I did manage to add about another 20%, and it only took my entry down about $50 or so. So not a bad add. So I was lucky that come up. But yeah, I mean, I see this probably just as a snapback towards into supply, and then maybe continuation down. I don't know. We'll see.
What's your entry price?
I'll tell you right now. Let me get it up. Let me get it up for you. Let's see. 87338.
Okay.
Before I started messing with it, my entry was like 8,420 something. So I took it down by just shy of $100, which is a bit annoying, but not the worst. So yeah, I'm in from about here ish. So not directly towards the highs, but not too far away.
Okay.
So yeah, I full disclosure, I do have a take profit on that of currently 81,500. Not financial advice again. I'm not saying follow me on that trade or whatever, but that's what I'm looking at the moment. I would probably end up closing it early, because it would be, if it was going anywhere near take profit in that scenario, it would be quite a nice profit. So I would probably start closing it around 82, but just use the levels of confluence. If we come down here and start holding 83, then obviously we don't want to see that if you're in a short, because it would be holding support then, which may signal a bounce back. So you've just got to adapt to the market. But my idea, until obviously I'm proven wrong, is that we potentially get something like this. is what I'd be looking for. We took out liquidity to the range high. We dropped back in. Signal dropped to the range low. And then come and explore, grab liquidity below that. Maybe. We'll see. Or I could just be completely wrong and US Open could come and it could just turbo run it back to the upside, which is fine too, whatever happens. But I have been waiting for this run to the upside for ages, so I just wasn't not going to take it. Yeah. I've been waiting for this run towards 88k for so long. You know, was waiting all last week for it pretty much. So just had to take the chance. What's your favorite? Have you looked at gold? We can have a look at gold next. What's your favorite thing about Dr. Pepper, Dave? Because I don't have a favorite thing about DP because I don't DP, but Dr. Pepper just tastes nice. Oh my God! Look at gold.
Well,
it's up another 3% today. Oh, look at it! Oh, look at the call on Stonksy. Look at the green background. Look at the arrow. Oh, look at it. All right, for anyone who's not got Stonksy yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life, honestly. Do take advantage of the 20% off your first month. Second link in the description. Take you to the Stonksy website. Click start now, and then obviously code BOT20 here. It's also in the description next to the link. Click the monthly option here, and then put BOT20 in at checkout to get you 20% off. You get full indicator access, Discord access, and obviously whitelisted for the trading bots. But look at that! What a move on gold. This thing actually looks like it might just be on a run towards 4K, doesn't it? It's just non-stop. Like it's up another 3% nearly again.
I saw what. Yeah. I mean, when the gold start behaving like a crypto.
Well, look at it on the weekly chart. It's insane. Like it has literally just been up only since February 24. We've obviously had a little consolidation here and a little pullback here, but apart from that, it literally just has been up only. But like I mentioned before last week, let me turn Stonksy off for this. You can see the similarities between this run and the last historical run that it had in the 2000s, obviously towards the early, what do we call these, the 2010s, or what are they called? I don't know. What do you call like the time between like 2010 and 2020? I don't know. So obviously this is the noughties, isn't it? Who cares anyway? But you can see the similarities. Obviously, you know, run up here, then deep long consolidation, and then just blow off obliteration to the upside, which is currently what we're in at the moment. So as it stands, it's kind of just skipped $3,000 as like a psychological stopper. Like you would have imagined $3,000, maybe front runs that to the sell side, but as it stands, it might have just skipped 3K altogether and maybe does that at 4K. Maybe it tops out between like 3,800, 3,900 if it carries on. And you would imagine, I mean, if it just blew straight through 4K, then it could just be on just the biggest run that we'll ever see on gold, potentially. Obviously not return-wise, because, you know, this one did a good couple of X. But the sheer amount of money that is involved in pushing this to the upside now, even just another 3% is unbelievable. So there's a lot of money piling into gold. But you can definitely see the similarities between the last historical run and this one.
So what's the market cap of gold then? Is that...
let's see. Let's ask Grok.
You're liking your Grok, aren't you?
I've never used it before.
You're not?
No, it's the first time I've used it. So as of March 14th, it was 20, let's just call it 21 trillion. Now let's go and scale in and see how much higher it is since March 14th. So where are we? We'll just use this one here. So it's roughly 15% higher, we'll just call it. So it is, that would take it to 23. Let's just round it up, around 24 trillion.
Wow.
Which, do you remember back when there used to be the saying $10 trillion market cap for Bitcoin because the gold market cap was 10 trillion? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember what time in crypto that was, but that was like a readily thing, wasn't it? Like $10 trillion market cap. Yeah, just completely blew it out the water, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So
makes you wonder where all the money in the world's coming from, doesn't it? You know? Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of money going into gold now. There's a lot of money. in other news, I broke my chair again. My back is absolutely killing me because of it. I broke it literally as I come to sit on stream. It's because I just haven't been bothered to get the Allen key to actually screw the nut in properly. So it just keeps coming out. It'll hold for like a stream, and then it'll just fall out again. My back is absolutely killing me.
I don't know what to say, mate.
Right, well, what should we look at next? Let us know in the chat what you want us to look at next. We've got 15 minutes until US Open, so, the floor is yours, guys.
You see, if you were in the same office, I'd just sort of lend you my Allen key, and, it'd be fixed, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
I've got one of those secret lab chairs, and it's so comfortable that I sit in it too much, so I've started standing up now. So I got one of those standing desks, the one that goes up and down. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, I wanted to get one of them. Is it one of the ones that uses hydraulics, or like electric to higher and lower the height? Yeah,
it's just got a couple of motors and gears and stuff in. But the cool thing about this is it's you can get them from like IKEA for like 150 quid, but they're really crap. They're all wobbly. This was on Facebook Marketplace, and it's like an old office one, like made for a proper office. And apparently when it was new, it was like over 3,000 quid or something, and the guy was selling it for like 100 quid. So, second-hand Facebook Marketplace. So keep your eyes open. But it's really cool though. It's like it's really solid. It's like a proper solid bit of furniture, so it doesn't wobble or anything. It's nice.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's good. It's good for your back as well. It's good for your back. Sort of stand up and wave your arms around.
Yeah, you love that, don't you?
What, wave my arms around?
Yeah. You love nothing more. Right. I think we should move on in a second, shouldn't we?
What, rather than talking about waving your arms around? Yeah.
Okay. Right, let us know in the chat what you want us to look at, and we'll cover it before US Open. We'll go and have a look. There's no data really this week, but I'll show you guys anyway. Right.
So Coding Crypto Fitness is saying almost 700 billion has gone into gold today.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's a lot. Right, I still haven't voted. I'm going to vote for.
Right, let's go. I can't fix my chair. I'll just have to do it after the stream. So I'll hopefully have that fixed for tomorrow. I'm going to try and fix it properly. Whatever about silver. Oh yes, silver. Should we go and have a look at what silver's doing?
Yeah, I've never looked at silver in my life actually.
Silver is XAG, I think, is it? Yeah, spot silver. Let's see. 32. Let's see. So silver. I tell you what, silver might be the next one to go. Does silver follow gold much? It did back then. Hang on. Back then it did. Obviously similar sort of pattern, didn't it? Did it just maybe come about? I don't know, but maybe silver. Is it worth a shot? I don't know. How do you buy silver? Where do you even buy silver?
I was just going to ask you exactly the same question.
Because I might actually go and buy some silver, Because maybe do we start seeing rotation out of gold to silver? That is just completely like a crypto saying in it. Oh, rotation, man, rotation. But like, is that like, you would assume that is like the done thing? You would think. It's kind of like rotation. I mean,
Yeah, but why would you? I suppose what, because you think that'll be the next one to go up. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in the same time that gold's gone up, silver's up 42%. So what is gold up in that time? Maybe it's just a case. Oh, to be fair, no. What is gold up? So since like February. Gold. To be fair, it's not even lagging behind that much. Gold's up like an additional near 30% on it.
Right.
So maybe there's actually nothing in that. I don't know. There might not even be anything in that. I don't know. But who knows? Maybe. I suppose we'll find out. What I used to remember, a YouTuber said it will become half the price of gold. What, silver? He was obsessed with silver and Bitcoin. Platinum/gold. Byte Digital. Yeah, I don't know. Because obviously, like on Swissborg, for example, you've got Pax G, haven't we? I'm guessing there's no like kind of like Pax S. Or is there? I've never seen it anywhere, so maybe there is. I don't know. I probably won't go and buy any. I was probably just getting a bit excited, but you never know. You never know. We'll see. So let's see. We're 22 votes. Oh, we've got a good amount of likes as well. Let's boost these likes up. Tell you what, anyone in the chat that's not liked, do like so we can get these likes up to over 20.
I haven't liked myself. I've voted though.
Yeah, so get your vote in. We're going to close it in a second.
Have you voted?
I can't because I've got the stream up, haven't I? Well, I could load it up on my phone, I suppose.
Okay. What would you vote if you were voting?
I would vote down because I'm short. So, yeah, I suppose we would. We'll see anyway. Right. Before we get US Open, let's go and have a look to see what the other crypto market is doing. We've got ETH again, performing nicely today, but as we know, that has been quite a bad omen over recent time. As soon as ETH starts performing any sort of decently, we get a whole market slam. So is this kind of a reckoning in the making? ETH a bit of performance. We'll see. XRP, tell you XRP, I haven't been doing that well too recently. Seems like maybe momentum is really starting to stall on that. I don't know. We've got Sol in the red. Obviously, Sol was a bit of a decent performer, wasn't it? But yeah, completely retraced its pump from Sunday. Oh, my back from this chair. I'm really going to have to make an effort to fix this. We got Doge up nearly 4%, ADA up 3%. Got a couple of good performers, actually. We've got AVAX up nicely. I bet Stonksy's caught these on the 5-minute. Don't let me down. Caught it on the arrow. AVAX nicely. XLM, big performer. Oh, yeah, that was nice. What else? We've got anything to... OM with a break back with vengeance as well. Dropped all the way back down towards 48 cents. I'm not in this, I must confess, but that is a nice snapback. Nice pushback up on OM. Ondo up nicely. We've got Stacks. STX up superbly, over 11% on Stacks. And then a couple of others. Say up 6%. Really nice movement on Say. This thing went... Did you say? I saw something about this. This voxel. Apparently, there's a rumor that this has cost BitGet a lot of money. With this voxel, have you saw it?
No, what's that?
Let me pull it up. Hang on. 1 second. Let me pull it up.
I mean, I remember us talking about it yesterday.
Yeah. I'll pull it up now. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? I'm just trying to find it. Hang on, hang on. Tell me it's still here. Ah, where is it gone? Mate, I can't find it. Hang on. Let me see. If I can't find it, I'm gonna be very sad. Nope, can't find it. Anyway, I saw there was a thread before saying that how this voxel one, there was like kind of like an exploit with it where it would go up a certain amount of percent and then was going down a certain amount of percent, like very consistently. So pretty much people just kept buying and longing it and just rinsing the market for it. And what the person was saying was BitGet was allegedly hit quite hard on it, but I don't know if it's true or what the actual circumstance was. I was trying to find the thread there to give a correct account of it, but I cannot. So obviously that was just speculation and alleged actions. So I don't know if it's true or whatnot.
It probably is, you know, because the price of I noticed this morning the price of the BGB token dumped like 5%.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe it is then. Yeah, maybe it is. Pax G delisted from Swissborg, isn't it? I have no idea. I'm still not allowed on Swissborg because I haven't given them the information that they want. So yeah, a bit annoying. Still need to sort that out, but I can't. Well, to be fair, I can get on it. I just can't deposit or anything on there, so I just haven't been on it. But I don't know if it's been delisted or not. I'm not sure. Bitcoin's given a bit of a fight back above 87k. Is it coming to hunt my stop? I don't know. I hope not. I hope not.
It's a long way away, isn't it?
It's a long way away, yeah. But I still wouldn't like it to go even halfway and be sat in a nasty loss. That's for sure. But we do have open coming soon. So obviously the Mag 7 is going to open down. The SPX will gap down as well. So everything should open red. Now, if it carries on red, you would imagine maybe it starts applying downward pressure to Bitcoin, in theory. But we'll soon see, because obviously at the moment it's strong. So let's see what happens.
What was you saying on Swissborg? Was it Pax G? Was it?
Pax G, yeah. Well, that's obviously it's Pax Gold in it, so it's like buying a digital version of gold.
Yeah,
and I know it used to be on Swissborg, but I don't know if it still is.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I don't know where you buy it then. It used to be on Swissborg. I don't know when it got took off or why, but it used to be.
Anyway, are you going to get your charts up, are you?
Can do. I mean, I was just going to leave the Bitcoin chart on because
okay,
the S&P's not really gave much volatility on open in a while, so I thought I'd just leave the Bitcoin one on.
Okay. So bearing in mind, BlockPro's resistance level, support level was 86,726. That's been pretty well respected, hasn't it?
Yeah, very.
But like you say, I can, you can see the next part of the Bart Simpson, can't you? As well.
Yeah. If it's going to happen, yeah.
I don't think it is.
No.
I think your short is knackered.
Well, we'll see, mate. Are you wishing ill-gotten losses on me?
Oh yeah, I'm long. No, to be fair, I mean I could just close my long now and just have done with it, but it's all right. But if it goes up, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just stretching my back because of this bloody chair. Right, we're ready to go again. We've got a couple minutes.
So which bit's not working on your chair? Is it like the backrest or something?
Yeah, because basically what's happened is one of the screws has come off one of the arms. So one of the arms is all flimsy. So obviously when you lean back on the chair, the arm's just like all flimsy, so it's providing no counterweight, to the back.
Yeah,
the back's then all flimsy. So if I lean on it, it kind of just keeps on going back and back, like I end up all the way back here. So I have to kind of like sit up, but like try and sit up straight. So obviously if I slouch, it kind of hurts my back. But anyway, someone in the chat just say, Dave, stop bitching. Dave, stop being a little bitch. Okay, chat. Sorry. But I tell you what you can do for me. You can slap a big like on this stream and subscribe if you're new. If you are watching over on X as well, do make sure you flick over to the YouTube channel and do subscribe. We're slowly making our way to 2,000 subscribers, which will be a nice achievement.
Yeah.
And we are seconds away, around 50 seconds away from US Open. So that bell will be getting a ding-a-ling-a-ling. And Bitcoin is fighting back to the upside with aggression by the looks of it. So it's looking aggressive, isn't it?
Just having a flick through.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
None of your business.
What are you doing? Get a second-hand steel case chair. They're great. I used to have a Noble chair. You know Noble? Oh, they are fantastic chairs, them. Really, really good chairs. But it was just too heavy, and I couldn't be bothered bringing it with me when I moved house, so I just sold it. But that was a class chair that I kind of wish I kept it now. But yeah, there we go. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. We are open for business. Dave's incognito today. I'm always incognito, me, mate. When are you opening a new yoga channel? Oh, I used to do hot yoga, mate. I've never done actual yoga, but I used to go and do hot yoga. Has anyone been to hot yoga?
What is it?
Hard, that. So basically, it's yoga, but you do it in like a heated room. It's like the room's like 30, 40 degrees, and you do yoga, so you just sweat absolute buckets. But you feel amazing. I haven't been in about I haven't probably been in about 6 years or so, but so it's been a long time. But when I used to go, I used to feel amazing from it.
All right. I used to do a bit of yoga when I lived in the Alps, and we used to do it on like I think it was a Friday morning, and then the Thursday night I was always doing this really late gig, and I'd get home at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have drank loads of beer and stuff, and I'd go off and do the yoga in the morning.
Yeah.
And the bit at the end where you're sort of lying down and you sort of chill out and all that sort of thing, sometimes I just fall asleep and start snoring. and it would finish with like sort of the teacher, who was this beautiful girl, and she'd sort of prod me and say like, "You're right there." I said, "Oh, sorry." And she said, "Yes, you seem very relaxed there."
Oh yeah, I bet, yeah.
It was good fun. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like it when you're sort of upside down, sort of like on your neck, and your neck's all bent. I think that doesn't seem any good for you at all, actually.
All right, okay, yeah. Right, yeah, okay. I don't know about that.
All that downward.
When you're doing downward dog?
No, downward dog's all right, but then you do a thing where like you start off on your back, and then you sort of like you've got your sort of lift your bum up with your hands, and you put your feet up in the air, and then your feet go more and more up, and they end up behind your head. So like so your feet are like behind your head almost, and a lot of the weight is on the back of your neck, like the whole weight of your body, which seems like really uncomfortable to me. I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
Well, I thought like. Yeah. And then she was sort of saying, right, and just relax. And I'm thinking, like, this is not relaxing at all. I'm in bloody agony here.
Yeah. So you like a bit of downward dog, do you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And a bit of sun salutation as well.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
I'm a bit of an old hippie on the quiet.
Yeah, you are. You're a bit of a devil, aren't you, really?
Yeah.
Bitcoin's pumping.
Oh, good.
On the US Open. Alert. It's pumping. Math says hot yoga always sounded like a good way to overstretch and pull a muscle. Mate, it's amazing. If you ever just want to sweat out any impurities, obviously you could go and sit in a sauna, but I find just sitting there in the heat unbearable. So if you're actually doing something to take your mind off the heat, sounds funny because obviously you're just sweating, but you're actually doing something. Go to some hot yoga and try it. Yeah, it's good. Sounds like you've been doing Kamastrara yoga or something like that, apparently. With this head movements of yours and being bent backwards or whatever it is.
No, it's not Kama Sutra at all. It's no, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, anyway, while you was going off on that, I had a look to see what price Bitcoin would need to be now to achieve gold's market cap. Now, bear in mind, obviously, we've recalculated gold's market cap to be around 15% higher.
Right.
So it come out at 1.055 million. So it would need to be around $1.2 million per coin, I believe, for it to be achieving gold's market cap. Which is still about another 150%, 15x from here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, them sort of figures, but, I remember, when it was like 9K and people were talking about the possibility of it going to like 100K. Yeah. And I was thinking, that's just ridiculous. It's never going to get there. And it did, didn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. It always seems a stretch, doesn't it?
Mm. Okay. So when are we opening a new yoga channel? Yeah. It wouldn't really work without a camera with me, would it? It'd be like fishing on the radio,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that's something that we don't need to explore, is doing some sort of activity while analyzing crypto.
No.
I think we definitely don't need to do that unless we take a trip out somewhere one day.
Yeah.
A paid trip out, by the way.
Yeah.
Paid trip. And go and analyze it somewhere. We could maybe sit in a nice location, or sit on a nice park bench on a lovely sunny day and analyze some Bitcoin or whatever. More than happy to do that.
I've got Math saying what's the settings for my CT Mac on my yeah. Do you want me to show him, or?
You can show him if you want, mate.
Hang on a sec. Let me just get my chart up.
It's always good when you show your screen, because I feel like I can turn my camera off and have a bit of a breather then. So I kind of like it.
Okay. Let me just get something meaningful on the screen first.
Yeah. Go down. Go down.
Tell you what,
Go down.
So what I did at the weekend. I went to have a look at one of those M4 MacBook Airs, actually.
Oh yeah.
And they're really nice.
You got to get one.
I want. I'm tempted to, actually. I've got an M1 MacBook Air here. That's what I'm using here.
I tell you what, mate. In all honesty, you'll already know that they're good, but they are very good, aren't they? They are very good. They are well worth the money.
What, the MacBook Airs generally?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got M2. I think mine might be M2, or if it's M3, I'll be very impressed, because I can't remember. I'd be very happy if it was M3, but I don't think it is. I think it might be M2. But they are very good, very powerful as well. For doing what we need. But you should treat yourself, mate.
No, I think I will. I think if I do all right with this.
How much are they? How much is the one that you want?
Well, the one I want, because I want the upgraded memory, and I want the 15-inch rather than the 13.
Yeah.
And I want the slightly bigger SSD as well. So about 1,300 quid, 1,400, something like that.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find out which one I've got.
What I'll probably do is I'll probably use my daughter's student discount and get an extra 100 quid off as well.
Yeah.
If you want to put my screen on.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see. Let me remove that. Right, yeah, you're on, mate. Let me see if I can find what. Let's see what. It's not that.
Click the little apple and then go about. It should tell you.
Let's see.
Anyway, right. So this is for math. Okay, so this is the indicator that you're talking about.
Okay, so mine is. Sorry to butt in, mate.
What?
Mine is a 15-inch M2.
15. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I think there was quite a big leap between the M1 and the M2.
Yeah.
And then the 2, 3, and 4 aren't that much faster, but the price went down. So, so yours is still perfectly up to date and valid, really. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so this is for math. So all it really is these 4 MAs, which I set them all to EMA. Okay, I set the length to 5, 9, 21, and 55. Everything else I turn off. I've got these selected because I'm doing something else with them, but that's all I do there. Something else I do as well. What is it now? Oh, this panel. No. The info panel, I turn that off. That puts a little panel down in the corner. And I think that's all I do. And I set the colours to red, cyan, yellow, and green. No, you don't need these ones. But yeah, that's all I do. And what that does for anyone who is interested, that gives these EMAs, these exponential moving averages, which are here. So like the red one is a 5 EMA, the cyan is a 9 EMA, the yellow is a 21 EMA, and the green is a 55 EMA. And the most thing I'm looking for, the strongest signal I'm looking for is the green and yellows crossing over. And this is one of the reasons that I'm quite bullish on Bitcoin at the moment, because I was looking at this on Friday, and I was looking at it on the 12-hour time frame. And we were talking about this on the stream. I don't know if Dave was listening, but I was talking. Basically, we were about here, I think it was. Yeah, we were about here, and these green and yellow things were getting like really, really close. Obviously, everything moves very, very slowly on the 12-hour time frame. And I was saying, if these things cross, I think we're definitely going to see some upside for Bitcoin. And I thought they were going to cross, like today or Sunday, and they actually crossed at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And the price then was at 85k, and we're up a lot since then. So I think that was really good. So the next thing I'd be looking for on the kind of macro type thing would be looking at the daily time frame. And there you can see it's a long, they are still quite a way apart, so I'd probably suggest if that carries on going like that, we'd be talking about a week's time before we get across on that. Now, if we did that, click on the daily, you can see that these crossed bearish here in February when we were up at 97k. And before that, they crossed bullish back here, which was last September. So even just using that, if you'd have gone long when you saw those cross over, we were then at like 63.5k, and that was before we knew that Trump was going to win the election, all of that, so that would have been amazing if you'd have gone long then, mortgaged everything, done it on 100x. you'd have ridden it all the way up to the all-time high, and you'd be living on some desert island somewhere. So I think these EMAs are really, really powerful. You can look at like macro stuff like that, and even on the smaller time frames. I often look at it on the 5-minute time frame. So you can see here, we're getting a bit of a push up here, and Oh, by the way, I'm taking no credit for these at all because this is part of the strategy that I got from Eric Crown. Eric Crown's one of my favourite analysts on YouTube, and what he often talks about is what he describes as a trend in motion. So, for example, when you've got an uptrend, that would be like here, where the EMAs go 5, 9, 21, 55. So that'd be red, cyan, yellow, green. And then when it's the opposite way around, that's a downwards trend in motion. So that way they would go green, yellow, cyan, red, like that. So at the moment, even on the 5 minute, what we need to see is basically that yellow cross the green there. Now I think that's probably going to happen sometime this afternoon. And if that happens, we might get a bit more upside. So I really think these are great. You can look at them on the 1 hour, and you can see the 1 hour has actually been bullish since since about midnight. So yeah, very, very useful indicator, totally free. And it's called, let's go show you again. Oops. Right. So it's called CT Mac. It's nothing to do with the other Mac thing. What's it called? MACD. It's nothing to do with that. CT is to do with Caretaker, which is the guy who made it, and MAC is moving average crossover. Because what you can also do, you can also select certain MAs that cross over. So what you can do then is you can actually set an alert. So I know I should be talking about Stonksy rather than this, but you can then set an alert on the CT Mac, and then you can choose these crossover pairs. So you can get alerts if you like. You can get an alert when the 21 crosses the 55 on a certain time frame. And before I had Stonksy, in fact even now I have Stonksy, I do have alerts set for this kind of thing, and I do find it really useful. So yeah, there you go. If you want to see more of a video about that, if you look at any of my videos on my channel, at the end for the last 2 months or maybe 3 months, I've put a video at the end that shows you how to set these up. So if you need to do that, so please do check that out on my channel, which is called Save with Crypto. So there you go. Right.
There we go. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. I mean, yeah, there's no issue running through that, because like you said, you've promoted it on your channel, and you can use it as an extra bit of thing, because as you can see there, the nice confluence that it's got with Stonksy as well. If you wanted to implement it alongside Stonksy as like an extra confirmation or whatever, you can see just how good the two of them work in tandem, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
but there's no issue running through that on stream, because it's on your channel and stuff, isn't it? Regardless. So yeah, if you do want to see more of that, like he said, do make sure you check him out, and make sure you go and show him some love on his channel and Twitter anyway. Just type in his name, Save with Crypto, you will find him.
Okay, so I'm just looking at Crypto Bro there saying, can I handle 15 inches? Yeah, I can.
It's always the usual suspects in this stream, and it's always Crypto Bro.
Yeah, well, you started it with your hot yoga.
Yeah, but that's just like a perfectly normal thing to mention, isn't it?
I know, yeah, but my mind went overtime when you said that.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, maybe we should put you and Crypto Bro in a cage somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Animals. Animals. Interesting enough, while we're looking at this, the S&P 500 is absolutely nuking down. And yet again, Bitcoin is holding strong. It's actually pumped up while the S&P has been nuking. So, I honestly, I don't know what to make of it. Are we just expecting maybe some just death candle on Bitcoin at some point? Is it just going to carry up holding well? Who knows? But the fact is, it is holding up very well while the S&P is just nuking through the floor. So we'll keep an eye on that. And it is probably something to keep an eye on just in general too.
Yeah. Why is it okay. Not too bad.
It is. So that, I think, will that data be no, is that data delayed? No, maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's not delayed, but it is. Well, it gapped down as well, didn't it? It gapped down from where did it gap down from? It gapped down pretty heavy. The S&P. I'll tell you where it gapped down from. Hang on. I think I've got it here. Have I? No, hang on. So it gapped down from. Yeah, it gapped down all the way from 280-ish. So pretty decent gap. That's I've been opened like. But yeah, Bitcoin is holding up. So we'll see. We'll see if that's like relative strength and it's going to carry on to the upside or what.
This is one that Block Pro goes on about all the time. This XAI Psi.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, that's pumped pretty decently, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think he likes it just because it sort of behaves itself TA wise. But I can't easily trade anything that I don't know well. I like trading Bitcoin because I kind of know what it does. I know how far it moves at the time. I know a $3,000 pump is fairly normal. But with things like this, I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're very volatile, aren't they? You could easily get in that place you stop, and then it just completely blows through your stop.
Yeah.
Especially, if you were trying to short that there, you can see just the chaos that it would have caused.
I mean, that was like a 57% pump in like a couple of days.
Yeah. Carnage. Utter carnage. But, yeah, we are holding firm 87,500 on Bitcoin. And maybe we are going to head up higher. We'll, at the moment, it looks like it might be. Let's see what the Mag 7 are doing. So we've got Nvidia down 3.5%, Apple down 1.6%, Meta down 2.4%.
Do you want to put your screen on?
No, you can do if you want.
Yeah, just while you're doing it. Well, I don't mind really.
Yeah, Tesla down 5.5%, Google down 2%. The Mag 7 ETF itself down 2.5%. So yeah, big fall off on the Mag 7, obviously leading the charge for the fall off on the S&P 500. But yeah, Bitcoin holding up strong still. So we'll see what happens with this. It looks like maybe it wants to clear topside liquidity again, doesn't it? Maybe it comes up towards 88 now. Who knows? I'll be keeping an eye out though, that's for sure. Let me add I want to add some alerts on this. So alert at 88k, an alert at that, and probably an alert there. Because there we go, I'm out of alerts. Anyway, I've got 2 on. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, straight there. I mean, yeah, the strength on it is there. The strength on it is there.
Yeah, I think it looks good today.
It does. It definitely does. I mean, it's holding up as well, alongside gold. It's just whether it stays or not is a different story. But it's helping the bot trade, isn't it? The higher it pumps, the better off the bot trade. Owning Crypto Fitness says Bitcoin and gold pumping no matter what stock market does. I mean, the problem with Bitcoin is we see this, don't we? Like, we saw this a few weeks ago. It was quote unquote outperforming the stock market, and then in one day, it just completely just flushed out and was down like 10%. So the thing for Bitcoin is it needs to prove it over a longer period of time, not just on one day, isn't it? Because it can quickly, we know Bitcoin, this could quickly, in an hour, pretend, if this was to turn bad, it could completely just wipe all this out in an hour quite comfortably.
Yeah. So
we need to see this like in terms of Bitcoin strength against the stock market needs to be like a consistent and real thing, like it was here. I went through it before, I mentioned it before, but obviously this was at the time when the stock market was absolutely nuking through the floor. If we have a look at this week, if we go and have a look at this week, like the week of 31st, 1st, 2nd, Bitcoin was holding up well, obviously even pumped all the way up there, and then on the Sunday it just completely ripped to the downside. If we go and have a look on the S&P 500, it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, so this is where, as you can see, the S&P was just completely just nuking down here, all the way from 5, so it dropped like over 10%, the S&P, and Bitcoin was just holding steady there. And then just in one day, just bang, caught all the way up to it. So we need to see it on like a consistent basis and stuff like that. But without doubt, it is performing very, very well today. Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to see it continue.
For your information, the bot did actually close that long at 24 minutes past 2.
Okay. Well, do you wanna get it up, mate? Do you mind showing?
I'll get it up.
Yeah, get it up. Steve says, because Pope Francis has passed, it is said he will be the last pope ever, and means the end of days are coming. Would explain why gold is blowing up. Surely no one believes that. I mean, well, I apologise if you do. I don't mean any offence by that, but surely no one believes that. Surely the Pope passing is not the reason gold is 3% up today. Maybe it is. I don't know.
What, the end of?
I don't know. Steve seems to say it's like the end of time.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, what good is having gold if the end is coming? If the end of days is coming, what's the point in having gold? There's no point. You might as well just have nothing. Really, if the end of time, if the end of days is coming, you want like weapons and stuff, don't you? You don't want gold.
I don't know. I suppose it's a bit like Tutankhamun, sort of getting buried with your gold. And
yeah, no point having that, is there?
No, I can never see the point myself. Anyway, so so this closed. I'm not sure why it closed, but it did. So that closed with a 5.79% profit, $16.56. Well, that's okay. I'd rather it was still in the trade, but I guess that's how it is. Okay, so what I did while I was on the screen was I set my maximum amount for a trade now to 301 because I want to compound the gains. So that's not it. Hang on. So for the actual, I've got to find a way to get quickly to the actual, like, my copies.
My copies?
Oh, well, my copy trades, all of it is.
Oh.
It's there, isn't it? My copies. So I always have to go back to copy trading and then go to that. Oh, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so that's closed now. So what I've been doing is when that was at 2.8 something a little while ago. So what I've done now that's closed, I've set that to 301, which is probably slightly reckless, but at the same time, I think it's all right. So it means the next time that trade opens, it will open with 301 USDT. So this isn't bad, actually, is it? So it means I started off with whatever it was. I started off with $250, isn't it?
You started off with 250, yeah.
So we're at 301 now. You can't see my calculator. Never mind. I'll have to tell you what I'm doing. So 301 250, and divide that by 250. Okay, so that's okay. So that's made 20% in just under 3 weeks. That'll be 3 weeks on Wednesday. So that's made 20%. So if it does that, we're probably talking about it making probably something like 30% a month, I reckon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you could consistently make 30% a month, that you could quickly get a lot of money together, I reckon.
Yeah, and also, like, a thing people miss is the power of compounding too, innit? Like you're doing. You've upped your margin now, haven't you? So you're compounding on that.
Yeah.
On that initial investment. You know, the power of compounding is a very powerful tool when you look at the long term. So, that 30% that you would have made on 250 is obviously more when you increase it to 300 or whatever you've increased it to. So the power of compounding is definitely, and it's very, very something that can easily be done when you're trading on something like a bot, because you don't actually have to do anything yourself. All you do is go on and up the margin. It's not like you have to calculate the position sizes and the stop losses and stuff like that, and your risk and stuff like that on everything. The bot will open and close the trades for you. So yeah, I think it's definitely useful on the bot for sure, compounding. If the cost is your entire balance and 10x, doesn't that mean you get liquidated as soon as it goes into a loss? No, because on a 10x position, your liquidation point is minus 10x on the price. So, for instance, say with crypto's margin at 10x, Bitcoin would have to drop 10% and the bot not close it out, or obviously trigger. The bot would not close it out to be liquidated. It would be absolute chaos. So it'd be very hard to be liquidated.
Yeah, but it's not impossible.
Not impossible. I mean, obviously Bitcoin can drop 10%, but you can also, obviously you can have take profit and stop loss on P&L. So, for instance, if you didn't want to lose, say, more than 10-15% on a trade on P&L wise, you could set that. So, for instance, you set P&L at stop loss at 10%, then you'd be max losing $30 on the event of a loss. So you can change it to P&L.
Yeah.
But no, Bitcoin would have to drop 10% and the bot not close it out for liquidation on a 10x leverage trade. So pretty wild scenario, but yeah. PL says, Dave, if you manually close a trade, how long before another trade is opened on your behalf? Just whenever the bot next opens a trade, mate. There's no kind of set time. It just when all conditions line up for the bot to open a trade, it will open a trade, long or short. So you can obviously manually close. You can also on the app partially close, but you can't do it on the web app for some reason.
No, read that.
But yeah, it'll just be, there's no set amount of time. It's just when the conditions meet for the bot to trigger a long or short position the next time.
The only thing I don't know, which I should probably experiment and find out, is I actually wondered if I just put a big figure in here.
Yeah.
I actually wonder what happens. I wonder if that would just use whatever I've got. I haven't tried it out yet, and I don't really want to try it out because I don't want to miss a trade in case it just doesn't work. But maybe I should do that just to see what happens. Right, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens when it opens the next trade. I'm hoping that it will just take whatever it's got, but it might just not open the trade at all, which would be sad.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. But it's all part of my experiment with the bot, and the idea as well with doing this is I am making videos as I go along about this.
Yeah, but for anyone who does want to get the bot and interested on how you get the bot, if you click the second link in the description, that'll take you to the Stonksy website, and click start now. And then you can get 20% off your first month with you being a first-time user with Bot 20. So, if you want to treat it as, say, a trial month, obviously it's on a monthly rolling plan, so there's no contract or ties. You just start on a monthly rolling subscription. You can get 20% off. So you get, obviously, the perks of everything. So full indicator access to the Discord, and obviously whitelisted for the trading bots. There is obviously the high frequency one that Save with Crypto is just running through at the moment, and then the low frequency one, which is getting moved on to a different strategy soon. But you can get access to all this with 20% off. So do make sure you take advantage of that. And just while you're on there, mate, Bitcoin is, the S&P is dropping quite like a stone. It's now dropped down to 5,180. So quite heavily down on the session since it opened at past. And Bitcoin is just holding up. It's dropped a little bit, obviously, in line, but it's still at 87,150. So it's kind of refusing to go down for the time being.
Okay. Well, I'm on the wrong page here.
Ask, the fixed amount is the margin, i.e. includes leverage. No, so the fixed amount, so what the fixed amount is, Matt, is the fixed amount of USDT that it'll put into each trade. So say, for instance, you've got $300 of margin in the copy trade account, and you put $300 of margin as a fixed amount, that means that it will use $300 of margin against your 10x leverage. So, i.e., position size of 3K. That's what it is. So it's margin, and then but it still multiplies by the leverage. So obviously, say the crypto's up this to $300 with 10x leverage, its position size will be $3,000 each trade. And we've got PL says, anyone on the fence after only 3 days running with 1K USDT in the pool and 10x leverage? I am at 1118, so $118 up. Yeah, just over 10% up, mate, aren't you? That's very nice. And there you go. And that is, very getting, after 3 days, getting close to covering your monthly cost already. So nice little live testimonial there for anyone wondering. PL has gave that nice comment. So thank you for letting us know that, mate. That's great to know. Long may it continue.
Nice. All right. I think we're getting there, aren't we? Is that nearly done?
Yeah, so do make sure you drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Big thank you to everyone who joined. Do subscribe as well. And like I mentioned before, you can take advantage of this offer. Link and discount codes in the description. Great to see you over there. And if you are looking for anywhere to trade, you can create a BLOFIN account, non-KYC. That link's in the description as well. But yeah, that's all from us today. Big thank you for joining. It's been a nice little volatile day as well. Obviously, last week was incredibly boring because we had Bitcoin pretty much just pinned between 83K and kind of 85K. But nice way to start the week with this big rally that we've had overnight. And we'll see, obviously, what happens this week. But should be interesting to see what happens from here. If we come back down, if we carry on upwards, we'll obviously be live every day to cover it. So do make sure you come back at the same time tomorrow. And yeah, until then, hopefully, for those of you that haven't, join Stonksy and we'll see you in the Discord. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, if you haven't, make sure you sign up. It'd be great to see you over there. Bye-bye for now. Catch you soon.
Bye.